Emissions of greenhouse gases.
Climate change is now happening.
Indonesia says it's
10 million tons of.
The Philippines tops a list of countries most susceptible to hazards caused by climate change.
Ito ang dahilan ng pagkakaroon ng mga bagyong gaya ng Super Typhoon Yolanda at Bagyong Unggoy.
Agriculture can be defined as the art of the science of cultivating the soil, growing crops, and raising the livestock. Agriculture, or the farming, is the practice of cultivating plants and livestock. The agriculture is not just about the planting, but it just also include the animals such as the fish, cow, and the chicken. The agriculture sector is one of the most important sector in the Malaysia that will contribute to the national economy, and that is also the backbone of the Malaysian economic growth. And because of the Malaysia is one of the the successful exporter of products to the other countries. The products that usually will be exported to other countries such as the oil palm, cocoa, wheat, and cassava. And then for the climate change, that occurs not due to the human planning, but rather it occurs outside of human expectation. But sometimes it also happen because of the human causes. The climate change involves the weather of the country, but it happened for a long time. Such a significant change in weather will usually occur at the beginning and at the end of the year. The climate change, the accident of the climate change usually will happen in the East Coast, such as in the Kelantan, that happen every year or 2 times in a year, which is the flood. That will be a big problem to the farmers because of the worry either that their planting and their agriculture sector will be damaged and will not get the profit, instead of will get the loss.
The first causes of climate change's effect on Malaysia agriculture sustainability is greenhouse effects. The warming that results from an increase in the concentration of greenhouse gases in a closed environment that prevent heat from being easily expelled is known as the greenhouse effects. When greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, and nitrogen dioxide are present in greater quantities than is often the case, the greenhouse effect results. So this heat storing gas molecule will trap heat and impede the process of heat release as the composition increases. Malaysia is now the 26th greatest producer of greenhouse effects in the world, but given its rate of emission increase, it is projected to move up the list fast. Numerous places will be more susceptible to due to these changes, making it impossible to cultivate some products, including cocoa, rubber, and palm oil. The second causes of climate change effect on Malaysia agriculture sustainability is illegal logging. Forests serve as home for a variety of plants and animals. Raw materials like wood, rotten, bamboo, food, fuel, resin, glue, and medicinal plants have all been produced by forests. Other plant species have been wiped off as a result of logging activity. For instance, when a log tree falls, the nearby tiny plants are also eliminated. Additionally, it will put the local fauna in peril. Land that was previously forested has been turned over to agriculture as a result of extensive illegal logging.
Before this, Ashikin already explained about the causes, so I will explain effect based on the same causes. The first one is greenhouse effect. Greenhouse effect can have a big effect on agriculture because it can cause change in temperature and rainfall pattern, as well as more extreme weather like drought and floods. This change can make it harder for farmers to grow crops and raise animals, and they can also cause crops to fail or yields to go down. As example, for rice. For rice, higher temperature could shorten the time it takes for the grain to form, and higher temperature during the flowering phase could reduce the size of grain or seed. In countries with tropical climates like Malaysia, high temperature make it hard to grow rice. Next is illegal logging. Illegal logging is a serious issue in Malaysia. Illegal logging often occurs when in protected areas, which can lead to the loss of valuable timber resources and disrupt the life of indigenous community who rely on these resources for their livelihood. One example of the effect of illegal logging on agriculture in Malaysia is the loss of biodiversity. Malaysia is home to a diverse range of plant and animal species. It plays important role in maintaining the health and productivity of agricultural land. When illegal logging occurs, it destroys the natural habitat of these species, causing them to decline or disappear entirely. This can lead to a decline in pollinators such as bees and butterflies, which are essential for the pollination of many crops. It can also lead to a decline in predatory insects and other organisms that help to control pests, leading to the increased pest damage and reduced crop yields. Additionally, it can cause soil erosion, which can reduce the fertility of the land and make it less suitable for agriculture.
Now, we move on to the next topic, which is the solution to mitigate the greenhouse effect. So, the first solution is running afforestation. This is because afforestation on a large scale area helps in decreasing the release of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Next, conservation of energy is also one of the alternatives to reduce greenhouse gases. Switching to renewable sources of energy such as solar energy, wind energy, etc. will reduce the use of fossil fuels. This eventually reduces the release of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. For the last solution is by implementing policy intervention. This is where the government comes up with strict policies to maintain the overall air quality of the city. Now, I will talk about the second solution to reduce illegal logging. Firstly, the promotion of forest stewardship programs is one of the best management practices for stopping illegal logging. By monitoring the harvesting, transportation, and sale of timber, stewardship councils and programs can be useful management tools for forests. Secondly, stricter laws against illegal logging and the ban on importing illegal timber in all countries can help to solve the issue. In order to enact laws and regulation restricting the practice, the relevant forest management authorities should act and make use of their constitutional provision for environmental protection. Subjecting the lawbreakers to harsh penalties such as sentencing and huge fines can considerably aid in managing the problem. Lastly, we ask the consumers can equally be part of the solution, and we can contribute by ensuring that we only purchase certified timber products. Serious governments, regional organizations, and third-party certification initiatives are working round the clock to ensure only certified timber reaches the markets.
Climate change issue is not one of the issues that everyone should be ignored, but should take part, and everyone need to be together to solve this problem, because that will affect the economic growth and development. The causes of the climate change that came from the acts of the humans, such as the illegal causing. Because of the illegal causing, that is does not only involve and affect the people, farmers, economic growth, and the government, but it also affect the human that are living in the jungle. The government should do the initiative or the changes to make sure that this problem will be recovered and have their own solution. Because Malaysia is one of the successful exporter in the Malaysia is one of the successful exporter to the other country, and everyone in other country have their own respected to the country, Malaysia country, as one of the successful exporter. So Malaysia need to have being more successful exporter and maintaining the positive economic growth.